Students, I welcome all of you for the today's class. I hope you are all doing good. So today we are going to learn a very interesting concept. In fact, in our day-to-day life, we will be comparing varieties of quantities and say that few are bigger, smaller, more, less, etc. just by doing the comparisons. And of course, it's quite natural and essential to compare the quantities to have the relative data. But being mathematics students, we should be able to measure the comparisons. So let's study about it in this chapter, comparing quantities. Students, for an example, in a football game, if team A has scored 6 goals and team B has scored 4 goals, how will you compare the number of goals of team A with team B? Yes, we compare them in terms of ratios. The ratio of number of goals by team A to number of goals by team B is 6:4, which is nothing but 6/4, which is nothing but 3:2. So this means that team A has scored 3 goals for every 2 goals of team B. Students, in this situation, the comparison can also be done using percentage. So firstly, let's try to calculate the percentage of goals by team A. So if we find the total number of goals in the game, it will be equal to 6 plus 4, which is equal to 10. So therefore, team A has scored 6 goals out of 10 goals. So percentage of goals is 6/10 multiplied with 10/10. So which is equal to 60/100, that is nothing but 60%. So make a note that here we made the denominator 100 by multiplying with 100 in both numerator and denominator. Students, we can make the denominator 100 by multiplying numerator and denominator by a relevant number. And in fact, we can also find the percentage by using another method called unitary method. So let's try to find the same percentage in unitary method. Out of 10 goals, the number of goals by team A are 6. So if we find out of 100 goals, the number of goals by team A is equal to 6/10 multiplied with 100. So which is equal to 60. So percentage of goals by team A plus percentage of goals by team B is equal to 100. We have found that percentage of goals by team A is 60 plus percentage of goals by team B is equal to 100. So therefore, percentage of goals by team B is equal to 100 minus 60, which is equal to 40. Students, note that we can also find the percentage of goals by team B the way we have solved for team A. So thus, we can compare the number of goals by team A with team B, saying that in the football game, 60% of the goals scored by team A and 40% of the goals scored by team B. Therefore, we saw that we can compare two quantities using ratios and percentages. Students, now let me ask you a question. Suppose if a comparison is given in terms of ratio, can you convert it into percentage? Well, now let's try to find the conversion of ratios into percentage. So now let's try to convert the ratio 3:4 to percentage. Ratio 3:4 can be viewed as 3/4. So now we can convert this into percentage either by making denominator 100 or by unitary method. So let's try to solve this using unitary method. So the percentage conversion will be given by 3/4 multiplied with 100. So this is equal to, we know that 4 cancels with 100 by 25 times. So 3 times 25 will be equal to 75%. So therefore, the conversion of ratio 3:4 to percentage yields 75%. Students, we have seen the conversion of ratios into percentage. How about the other way? Suppose if a comparison is given in terms of percentage, can we convert into ratios? Well, have a look at it. Suppose if we consider a problem, 72% of 25 students are interested in classical music. How many students are not interested in classical music? find the ratio of number of students interested in classical music to the number of students who are not interested in classical music. Now, let's try to solve this problem. Given that there are 25 students and 72% of them are interested in classical music. So, number of students interested in classical music will be given by 72%, that is 72 by 100 of 25. So, multiplied with 25 is equal to 25 we can cancel with 100 by 4 times. So, 72 divided by 4 will be equal to 18. So, there are 18 students interested in classical music. Now, we can find the number of students who are not interested in classical music by subtracting this 18 from 25. So, 25 minus 18 is equal to 7. Therefore, there are 7 students who are not interested in classical music. Therefore, we have found that 18 students are interested in classical music and 7 students are not interested in classical music. So, therefore, the ratio of number of students interested in classical music to the number of students who are not interested in classical music is given by 18:7. Students, we can also find this ratio in a direct way. So, given that 72% of the students interested in classical music, then clearly 100 minus 72, which is equal to 28% of the students are not interested in classical music. Therefore, the ratio of number of students interested in classical music is to number of students not interested in classical music is 72:28, which is nothing but 72 divided by 28. Upon simplification, we get 18 by 7, that is equal to 18:7. Well students, now we have seen the conversion of ratios to percentage and percentages to ratios. Now, let us try to solve a very interesting problem on students' picnic. A picnic is being planned in a school for class 7. Girls are 60% of the total number of students and are 18 in number. The picnic site is 55 kilometers from the school and transport company is charging at the rate of rupees 12 per kilometer. The total cost of refreshment will be rupees 4,280. So, given this information, find first one, the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys in the class. Second one, the cost per head if 2 teachers are also going with the class. And lastly, if their first stop is at a place 22 kilometers from the school, what percent of total distance of 55 kilometer is this? What percent of distance is left to be covered? Students, though the problem appears to be very bigger, it has given us lot of information. So, if we try to observe and make a note of all the given information, we can solve the problem very easily. So, have a note of all the given information. It is given that girls are 60% of the total students, and also it is mentioned that they are 18 in number. So, therefore, 60% of total students is equal to 18. It is also mentioned that picnic site is 55 kilometers away from the school. And another information given is bus rent is charged at rupees 12 per kilometer. And finally, the cost of refreshment is rupees 4,280. Well, students, now let us try to solve one by one. So, the first question asked was the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys in the class. So, let us try to solve it. Firstly, assume the total number of students in the class as x, and it is given that 60% of total students are girls. So, therefore, 60% of x are girls, which is equal to 18. So, therefore, 60% of x, that is nothing but 60 by 100 multiplied with x is equal to the number of students which is 18. So therefore, upon simplification we get x is equal to 18 multiplied with 100 whole divided by 60. So now we can simplify this and we get x is equal to 30. So we have considered the total number of students to be x and we found that x is equal to 30. So therefore, the number of students is equal to 30. If girls are 18 in number, then the number of boys will be 30 minus 18, which is equal to 12. So therefore, there are 18 girls and 12 boys in the class. Therefore, the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys is 18 is to 12, which is nothing but 18 by 12. We can simplify this. We know that 6 divides 12 2 times and 6 divides 18 3 times. So therefore, the ratio of number of girls to the number of boys is 3 is to 2. Yes students, we have solved the first bit. Now let's go to the second one. Have a look at the second question. In the second question, we have to find the cost per head if 2 teachers are also going with the class. Students, to find cost per head, firstly let's try to find the transportation charges. So transportation charges will be given by distance in both the ways multiplied with the rate. So here the both ways means school to the picnic site and picnic site to school. We know that the distance was given by 55 per one way. Since it is both the ways, we will multiply 55 with 2 and the rate is given to be rupees 12 per kilometer. So therefore, the total transportation charge is given by 110 multiplied with 12, which is equal to rupees 1320. So we have calculated the transportation charge to be rupees 1320 and since the given refreshment charge is equal to rupees 4280, the total expenses will be given by the sum of these two, that is rupees 4280 plus rupees 1320, which is equal to rupees 5600. Students, for this picnic we have found the total expense. Now let's try to calculate the total number of people who are traveling in this picnic. So the total number of persons is equal to, we have found that there were 18 girls plus we also found that there were 12 boys plus additionally 2 teachers are also joined. So therefore, the total number of persons are 32. Now the cost per person will be given by the total expense divided by the total number of people. So that is equal to 5600 divided by 32, which is equal to rupees 175. Yes students, finally let's solve the last one. In the last question, it is given that if their first stop is at a place 22 kilometers from the school, what percent of total distance of 55 kilometer is this? What percent of distance is left to be covered? Students, out of 55 kilometers, 22 kilometers is travelled. So therefore, it is 22 by 55 multiplied with 100, which is equal to 40% of distance. Therefore, the remaining distance to be covered is 100 minus 40, which is equal to 60%. Therefore, 60% of the distance is left to be travelled. Well students, now with this background, let's try to solve some of the real life problems. We know that in any job, every employee gets an increment at least once in a year. So let's try to consider a problem of such a situation. The problem says, a man got a 10% increase in his salary. If his new salary is rupees 1,54,000, find his original salary. Students, now let's try to list out the given information. It is given that increment in salary is equal to 10% and his new salary is equal to rupees 1,54,000. By using these two informations, we need to find his original salary. If we take K to be his original salary, the man gets 10% hike in his salary. So, the increase in salary is 10 by 100 of k, that is 10 by 100 multiplied with k. So, the new salary is the original salary plus increase in salary, which is equal to k plus 10 by 100 times k. But it is given that new salary is rupees 1,54,000. So, therefore, we have k plus 10 by 100 of k is equal to 1,54,000. That is nothing but k plus 10k by 100 is equal to 1,54,000. On simplifying, we get 100k plus 10k divided by 100 is equal to 1,54,000. So, therefore, 110k is equal to 1,54,000 multiplied with 100. So, therefore, we get k is equal to 1,54,000 multiplied with 100 divided by 110. On simplification, we get the value of k is equal to 1,40,000. Hence, the original salary is rupees 1,40,000. Students, now let us try to consider other real life situations. So, whenever we go for shopping, the shops offer discount, and this discount is given in terms of percentages. Basically, this discount is a reduction in the market price. So, this is been given to attract the customers or to promote their goods. Well students, let me explain you the process. Firstly, the items are marked with certain price. We call that as market price or list price. On this market price, certain amount of discount is offered. Most of the times, the discount is given in terms of percentage. After calculating the discount amount, it will be subtracted from the market price, and the obtained price we call it as selling price. So, we find the discount by subtracting the selling price from the market price. Discount is equal to market price minus selling price. Well students, now let us take a very interesting problem based on this. The problem says, in a shop there is a board says that for any items 60% plus 40% discount will be given. Suppose the value of an item is rupees 100. How much a customer should pay? Will the customer get it for free? Students, this is how the shopkeepers attract the customers. Let's try to find whether the customer gets it for free. If not, how much he need to pay. So, let us try to write down the given data. Given that discount is 60% plus 40% and value of an item is rupees 100. Now, it is clearly mentioned that 60% plus 40% discount will be given. So, upon applying the 60% discount on rupees 100, the value of the item reduces by rupees 60, and so the value of the item will be rupees 100 minus rupees 60, that is equal to rupees 40. And now, by applying 40% discount on rupees 40, which is 40 by 100 multiplied with 40 is equal to rupees 16. So, the value of the item reduces to rupees 40 minus rupees 16, which is equal to rupees 24. So, the customer here should pay rupees 24, and it is clearly not for free. Well students, now let us try to consider another problem. The problem says, Raju went to a shop to purchase a book. The shopkeeper said the market price of a book is rupees 360. A discount of 10% is offered on this book. Find the discount amount and the selling price of the book. Students, let us try to write down the given information. It is given that market price is rupees 360 and discount percentage is 10%. Remember that discount is always calculated on marked price. So, the discount amount is 10 by 100 of 360, which is equal to 36. We also know that discount is equal to marked price minus selling price. Therefore, selling price is equal to marked price minus discount. So, the market price is given to be 360 minus we found the discount to be 36. Therefore, selling price is rupees 324. Therefore, the discount amount is rupees 36 and the selling price is rupees 324. Students, sometimes we need to estimate the percentage for a quick calculation. So, let us try to learn the estimation of percentage. Suppose consider a given problem. Telna purchased a frock and the bill is given to her rupees 577.80 and the shopkeeper gives the discount of 15%. How would you estimate the amount to be paid? Students, to estimate the amount to be paid, let us round off the bill to the nearest 10 of rupees 577.80. So, that is rupees 580. Now, let us find 10% of this amount, that is 10 by 100 of 580, that is equal to 58. For 15%, we need to have 5% more, which is half of rupees 58, that is equal to half of 58, that is equal to 29. Now, we add these two amounts. So, the 10% was rupees 58 and 5 more percent was rupees 29. So, that is equal to rupees 87. Therefore, Telna could reduce the bill amount by rupees 87 or rupees 85, which will be rupees 495. Okay students, here we end the class. Before we wind up, let us recollect what all things we have learned today. We have learnt how to compare two quantities in terms of ratios and percentage. We also learned the conversion of ratios to percentage and the other way, that is percentage to ratios. We have found what is discount and we have also solved some of the problems on discount. So, in our next class, we will learn about profit and loss and calculation of the taxes using percentage. Hope you had enjoyed the class. Have a good day. Thank you.